Okay, let me just record. Hi guys, once again, welcome back. And this is session is going to be for the next around 20-25 minutes. And as I said, this is a very core team meeting happening first time. And thank you so much for being everyone here. This particular message is being recorded for somebody who is right now not with not with us, because he is basically inside a concert and he's playing there. So wishing him all the good luck from here. So Prakash and Anirudh, you already know him. His name is Mr. Om Janakiram, and he is been with me from I think more than 7-8 months now. We are working together, and he will be somebody who will be listening to this recording as well. So hey Om, if you are listening to this recording, thank you so much for being with me. So this entire session is basically which talks about the different types of things that I'm going to be doing, what is there in the courses, and how I'm taking the influencer journey to the next mile, and how as a core team you guys can really participate into this and not only just make a good part into this, but you can make a lot of things as good part. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Okay, how do I take it back? Okay, let's see. I'm trying my level best to put this black patch thing. Okay. So guys, the class structure. Okay, let me tell you, this is something that I have initiated it. This is something that I'm taking it pan India right now. Apart from 2 more courses that is lined up already, which is one is called as Influence Inner Self, which is basically for international students, where one gets to be an influencer in less than 37 days. The second one is a content writing course, which is like a very high-end kind of content writing that I think Anirudh, Renu, and Prakash already know that I'm doing from a long time. And this is the third one, which is in front of you. It's called as Sales Excellence. Okay. Guys, you are more open to let me know if you want to change any names or if you have your inputs. Please feel free to type it out in the chat bar or probably in the WhatsApp panel separately. I might not be able to look at the chat at this point of time, but definitely I'll be able to get connected with you guys separately on a different call. Is that fine?
Yes.
Awesome. So as I said, Anirudh, help me to keep the time so that we can get the right momentum. And I would require you to probably give me a buzz in every 4 minutes, every 7 minutes at least, so that I know I'll have 4 hits up from your end. Is that fine?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So this is the structure. This is completely a 1 month program, and I will talk about the business structure also. This is already been shared with you. Okay, and this is how it is. So usually the classes that I used to do is more of around 2 hours, but as I said, when I'm doing it in a batch, there will be definitely a lot of areas where I need to talk something beyond that. So I'm expecting in a batch it will be somewhere around 3 hours to 3.5 hours technically, but this is for your information. So class 1 is basically gonna be on any of the weekdays. I'm planning to do it on Thursday evening. That is something that I'm trying to do it. And class 2, class 3, class 4, and class 5. Class 5 is a bonus class. So let me just show you here. It's a bonus class. Only when people get all the homeworks done in time and everything is set and they are proving their efficiency level, only then only the class 5 is open to those people who are performers. Okay. So what is it in this entire program is basically the things that you have already undergone, all of you guys. And I will be also taking a separate session specifically with all of you guys to do the last session along with Deepthi. Once again, because there are a lot of things that I have added out, and I would love to have you guys to share your comments into that. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what is there in the class 1? I have just made it into kind of little bit more details. So definitely it starts with the home rules and the hygiene, then the power of learning new things. I'll talk about how exactly the structures are into wisdom creations and wisdom keeping, and importance of communications and different types of communications, the 4P of communications of how it is going to be. I'm also be talking about the 3A formula, the key towards being self-dependent, vision clarity. So basically, you should be able to understand why the hell are you doing all these things. There has to be some sort of a guidance to drive you to that next level, isn't it? So that vision clarity is something going to be there in the first class, and real-time learning. So I will also tell you about the functionality of how this entire session is all about, and everyone has to be participative, and how power of participation is a great role to go ahead. Then we talk about the different, the structures of the processes in the home disciplines, and ultimately we try to open up the entire session by, taking that, the cup on our head as much more open, much more bigger, and it is always followed up with some sort of a homework. But as you see, I will go in details into structure, like what all things are there as deliverables. So I have a list of deliverables that I have created also along with that. So the vision board that I have created, thanks to this gentleman, Mr. Prakash, he is the first one to learn about the vision board. Thank you, Mike. And then we have, I'll also tell you about how to keep your journals. How do you use a 3P technique that I'll be telling you afterwards. And there will be some sort of letter to yourself kind of a thing, the pledge that you are taking forward. These are some of the formats that I'll be giving it to you. Going to the class 2, this class is basically called as the ability class. So here onwards, all the entire training takes the actual form. The confidence formula and the learning communication structure and how the money works basically with the formula that I have given in the book, which is called as the unlimited money making machine, is taken into a second level. And that's my formula. The communication bundle, grow with consciousness around your niche, is something that we'll be talking in details. And money directives, we'll be also talking about how exactly money functions. Little bit of economics and finance put together into lead magnet structure. I'll also talk about the psychology of being accountability and responsibility and ownership. I usually give a kind of example. We'll go ahead with that. And next comes with the discussing the 4 level of credibility that I usually talk about how exactly the things can go into. We talk about the different business levels and how the mindset changes into different levels as well. So we go almost like 4 or 5 stages deeper than the normal exercises. Then we go into the principal strategy tactics module, which is basically to do with which principle you are going to be using for what kind of strategy combinations, and ultimately the tactics which is required for you to be rock solid to get inside the toughest wall in front of you. And I give you the formula of how do you plan your day. I technically wanted to give it in class 1, but the mindset of class 1 is something can be related to class 2. That's why after 1 week, I give you this formula of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So technically that is right now the format. As I said, these are certain, every version of this training is going to be a new version, right? So every stage, so it's worthwhile for people who have already undergone the classes. They'll also get a lot of new things. I'm sure this new formula of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 format is something right now only Deepthi has, right? So we will talk about that later. We'll definitely add up all these things so that you also can get the benefit of this. Then little bit I'll talk about productive time hacking. Now this is something what Prakash has gone through in a deeper structure. And this is something which is funny. I will tell you how to learn to get shit. Everyone wants to get out of shit. I'm going to be telling you how to get, shit. There is an abbreviation, and I'll talk about that in deeper structure into the program. So the deliverables here in the second week is basically the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 format. I'll give you the walk chart, which you can take a printout and you can use it anytime that you want. And I will use, I'm trying to get a kind of a smart way to do that. Probably in the days to come, if I have this entire thing, I'll have to send all these things as a kit, pure kit, whoever gets into the program. Then the self-declarations and ultimately the team leverage accountability structure. So these are certain things which might be new for you guys. In the class 3, I call it as the map phase, where the high ticket business acquisition techniques are actually shown the process. How exactly the tickets come into existence. I mean, this is all about the formula I'm talking about. Okay, everything. You are selling a Mercedes or selling a needle is the same thing, same formula. So once you know this formula, you will be exactly understanding the business acquisition techniques using those formula. And As I said, if it is a formula, it can be used by anyone and everyone for any age, gender, caste, creed, whatever. Everyone can understand. So we go into the much more deeper structure. We go into the 4 stages of business, the business process to success, the 4 kinds of business closure models. Now here comes the closing structure, basically from the 3rd week onwards, where we talk about the 5 things that is going to let you qualify your customer for sales. It is not just only to sell, but it's all about to qualify, isn't it? We'll be deciding it way before even the sales things comes into place. And now going deeper structure, we'll talk about how to decide on the priority. And then I have got something called as the impact theory. Okay, and I think I'm sure in the deliverables it is there. Yeah. Impact theory is something where you will exactly understand the process of how do you get inside to any deal, and basically how you gonna be closing that deal, and after the deal, what are the other steps are there for you to keep on in the business, even though you have no work there, no operations, but still you can get money out of it. And next thing is homework on productivity. We'll talk about productivity because you have already crossed more than 20 days right now. And now we'll be talking about how much is your efficiency as well. And ultimately, we start with the closing on phone live curation techniques. The deliverables for this week is going to be the niche creation chart, the impact theory of the blueprint, and the list of good reads for your industry. Okay, now this is something that you will be creating. I'll give you the format, and I will also share you some of the best apps which is used by some of the best closers around the world and what are their benefits. I'm sure this is going to be a great deliverables for people who are using this. Okay, now coming to the 4th class, which is the penultimate class, I guess, and this is where I set up for being a closer. Okay, what does it take to be a closer? What are the things which is required? What are the prerequisites? And how do you get into that excellence level? How do you set your introduction correctly? How exactly the process has to start with once you talk to your prospects or clients? And basically, how do you go prepared? Let me ask one more thing here. Okay, the sales conversion enhancing factors. We are not only going to be looking at just the closing model, but we are also looking at various factors associated with the closing model. And I'll talk about the 5 kind of customers. Okay, and asking the right questions, and I'll also tell you what are the questions that you should not ask, what are the questions you should ask, and the 3 types of people, the 4 gem types, the 16 classifications will go at least 1 or 2 levels deeper into that, and basically the do's and don'ts of this entire process. And ultimately, I'll give you some tips and techniques for perfect close, which is taken from various different sales experts across the world. Okay, and I have also put some of mine as well. And last one would be closing on what you write. Now, this is something which is absolutely amazing. Even though if you are not a content writer, even though you have no idea about sales writing strategies, you can still learn about certain processes. For example, you want to meet someone, or if you want to get closer to someone on LinkedIn, I have used the same technique for probably around last 7-8 months, and I have got into many such kind of influencers, and I'll show you some of the hacks that I have done while writing the invites to these guys and how people have reacted back. All right. Okay. So far, okay. Can I get a yes from all of you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. The last one is a bonus class, and you know the bonus is always the hack. The bonus is something which is gonna be giving you the right sharpened axe for you to go ahead. But as I said, this is gonna be the biggest thing is this community will be open to the participants. They will be actually talking to you guys. Okay. And as I said, I have already taken the Discord, and I'm trying to work on that a little bit. So Discord is a platform, who doesn't know about this, where you can actually do multiple communications together. It's going to be a completely a family, I'll say a communication inside it. And I will also share you some of the inputs by how exactly you can reach your influencers, what are the prerequisites, what are the processes, and procurement. So this is the bonus class where you can be completely independent if you want to be. So this course is not, withholding you anyone legally to bind to work with us, not required. If he or she wants to work on his own way, this entire part of season 5 bonus class is going to set him free. All right. Uh, Now, definitely, I have a catch here because with this, I'll be talking about the next level, in the closer community here, where I'll be upselling it to the next higher version, where they will be able to be the hunters. They will know how to catch hold of influences. That is again something else I'll talk to you later. But this is the upsell which is going to be happening. And definitely, I'm talking about closing cold calls. Till now, a lot of people know that only inbound calls can be closed, but I'll be talking about how you can close even though the guy has not yet seen, understood, and have no idea that you're going to be closing it or you'll be calling him, right? And definitely, I have got one more platform because since I am already a copywriter or a content writer already, I have got something who wants to lead to the second level and third level to get to the right people and earn out of it, not just by writing, but also by closing a deal with them. So the deliverables in this bonus class are the certifications. Probably I'll have some stationaries, and I've not yet decided how the certification should look like. So this part is still not done for me. Okay. Coming to the last class, the fourth class, the deliverables I missed to talk to you. So I'm talking about the 16 types of decision chart that I want to give it to you, the tips bundles, and I will also share you a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF version which will talk about the rituals of a good closer. Okay, and I will also give you the role play template as well. How do you basically get inside this? So far, I guys, I just need a kind of a small yes. If you have any questions, please ask me before I go into the deeper structure of the business model. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, great. So Anirudh, I'm sure you know the timings there. I'm still in time, right?
Yeah, so 30 minutes you are, we started at 8.
Okay,
It's 8:25, almost 8:25. So maybe 10 minutes more.
10 minutes more, right? So I'll just quickly tell you about how exactly the structure is. So the duration, as I said, is going to be 2 to 3 hours every week, and it's going to be, the same time almost every week. The course
Mm-hmm.
downloads, yes, in almost every places you will have the deliverables to be given to you after the course to be downloaded. Recording sessions, yes, all the entire versions would be recorded over Zoom, and I'm trying to take the merchant version of the Zoom as well. So I don't think so. I'll have a limit here. Homework, first class there is no homework. That's the good part. But there will be a lot of insights, lot of the visionary creations and all those things. Yes, the homework starts from the second week onwards. Time to spend per week learning is first first week is the maximum learning, which will be spent like 10 hours, followed by 8 hours, 6 hours, and now at the last time, you are almost at a good speed. Okay, I'm talking about the learning. And the practice time, I'm talking about the role plays. So there is no role play on the first week, but yes, from the second week onwards, there will be role plays, which I feel around 7 to 8 role plays minimum has to be there in a week's time, right? Okay,
Mm.
so this is something where I'm also looking at if they are practicing for 6 hours every week, which is possible, right? Almost an hour each day. So this is something that I'm saying is you can be a closer in less than 24 hours, 6 into 4, right?
Mm.
Okay. Now this
Okay.
is for people who are looking at the business plan. So I'm looking at basically right now 4 seasons to happen, and I have created the deadlines and all those things. So this is for all of us to know about this. So the batch size I'm looking for the first one, which is coming from. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got I think 10 minutes more. Okay. The batch size is 10, and the second session, because I'm sure you will be more experienced when once you start talking about all these things, right? So
Mm.
I'm going very logical. The first batch is 10, second batch is 30, third batch is 90, and the fourth batch is 200.
Mm.
Okay. No exaggeration because this is the process law that I have found out, and this has been taken from somebody who is already into this. Unit price, I'm keeping it as flat as 45,000. Okay. And now the game is up
Okay.
to you if you want to put a GST or not. It's up to you. Okay, you will have all the codes, all the backlink and tracking link and all those things. And the batch earnings I have talked about. This is the kind of target that we are looking at. Percentage is a flat 15% for the closes right now for this next 4 months, because it's going to be a training session, learning sessions. Apart from that, there will be a lot of things I'm going to be giving to the core team as well. Beyond this is the number. So start off with this is like completely the mathematics here. The entire sum for this first month is going to be starting with 67,500 bucks, and at the end of fourth session, the entire 1 month's earning only for closing would be 13 lakhs 50,000. Okay. Marketing budgets right now I'm keeping it as 5 to 7 to 10%, and it grows on as we grow together. And I have thought of this because this is something that I'm doing for the last 20 years now. So the marketing spend is something I'm doing. I'm opening up to you guys. I'm doing almost like 25 to 20,000 bucks in this month, and the batch start is on 16th of August, and it's ending at September 13th. Similarly, the other dates are already given there. So this is how the work starts with us. Because once the batch is starting, the advertisements goes for the next batch. So you have exact understanding of how and when is the batch starting off. Okay, and this is the exact formula which is given. Time left to start is 14 days for the first stage. Okay, so we need to do our magic within that. So somehow I'm looking at only 10 closing for this next 14 days. The leads are going to be coming from Monday onwards, Tuesday nights.
Okay.
Right. So that's all for the session. Any questions? You can personally ping me up because I think the Zoom session is getting over. Any questions so far? Quickly, 1 minute.
I think we'll ask you offline. Time being.
Okay, great. Awesome, guys. And thank you so much for being here. And everyone, whoever has joined here, if you have anything to ask me, you can call me back on my phone number. I'll be there to answer it. Okay. So
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you for
good luck to everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.